Manchester United have completed their first piece of transfer business this summer. Joshua Zirkzee has signed for the club. But who is he and what will he bring to the side? Joshua Zirkzee is a Netherlands international, and that is where he started his career, in his home country, hopping from club to club through various youth systems, before finally finding a place that he could call home at Bayern Munich in Germany. During his time with the Bavarian club, he would secure himself 76 goal contributions in just 98 games. But Zirkzee wasn't happy with his lack of game time and the future of his career, so he decided to make the move to Bologna and is now moving to Manchester United. But what would he bring on the pitch? On the pitch, Zirkzee is what I would describe as a 9.5. He's not a 9, he's not a 10, he's an incredibly well-rounded footballer, and he wants to show that, regularly dropping deep to try and receive the ball in midfield areas to showcase his ability to do, realistically, a little bit of everything on the ball. When moving into these deeper areas to get on the ball, Zirkzee utilises his brilliant close control and the ability to trap the ball with just one touch, before then looking to get on the turn and look to play forward. He dribbles like he's around 5'7", and he turns like he's 5'7", but is actually 6'4", and this brings incredible tactical flexibility to Manchester United. The ability to drop a striker into midfield, into areas where opposition centre-backs don't want to follow him, allows United to create the overload. But now it's all about what Zirkzee does on the ball. It's okay dropping deep and getting on the turn, but what can he do from there? Well, from what I've seen, he seems to have two modes. The first mode is as a facilitator, someone who is looking to link the play and bring others into the game, with incredibly secure and also smooth passing, reflected in his stats with Bologna last season. This is a striker who is very good at dropping deep, getting the ball and then looking to bring others into the game. Now, I wouldn't necessarily describe him as creative. He's not going to slide through balls in behind all day long, although he is capable, but he is excellent at keeping it safe, dropping deep, linking the play, a bit like prime Anthony Martial used to do for Manchester United. So that is mode 1. Then we have mode 2, the other side of Joshua Zirkzee's game when he drops deep, and that is the ability and the joy, it seems, of picking the ball up, turning and driving forward. And not just driving forward into open spaces, but also physically taking players on, looking to use the dribble. And you can see that again in his FBref report. This is a player who loves to take people on in the centre of the park, and he's very, very good at doing it. Although at times he will be a little bit annoying as he loses the ball a lot. But regardless, that willingness and wanting to drive in the middle of the pitch is something that Manchester United have lacked in the team for the past few seasons. Bruno Fernandes is not a great ball carrier. Casemiro is not a great ball carrier. Joshua Zirkzee, when he drops deep, is a phenomenal ball carrier, and that will be crucial to Manchester United, and this is why he is such a good signing, because of the way that he will get the best out of the players around him. His understanding and his relationship with his midfielders is absolutely brilliant, particularly if you get players that want to go past him. So you can imagine Joshua Zirkzee drops deep, Bruno Fernandes links to play and then goes past him. That is the perfect understanding. But it's also the amount of room that he creates for his wide players, particularly someone like Marcus Rashford, Alejandro Garnacho on the right-hand side as well. Zirkzee is going to create a lot of room for those guys when he drops deep. And he's always asking those questions of the centre-back. Should they follow him or not? Where do they want to leave the spaces? Zirkzee causes a lot of problems and really asks a lot of questions of the opposition. You can never rest if you are playing against Zirkzee because of the questions that he asks you. And our wingers will thrive because of that. And again, that's why I like this as a signing. Zirkzee will improve those around him. The midfielders will look better going forward because they will have that retention player, but also that linking player and again, the driving capabilities. But he will also improve the wingers as well. He will give them space, but also a striker that they can link up with. Something that we didn't see enough of last season with Rasmus Højlund. So that is all brilliant from Zirkzee. But how about in the final third? He's great at helping other people. I think now he is at a spell in his career where he needs to help himself in the penalty area.
So before we continue into the video, a quick shout out to today's video sponsor, JerseyFifa.com, the home of all of the greatest football kits. Whether that be the new latest releases or the old classic ones like this, Jersey FIFA has something for everyone, and now you can check it out yourself using the link in the description down below. And also make sure to use code JerseyFifa for 10% off when you order.
Now when I say he needs to help himself in the penalty area, what I am talking about is developing that almost selfish, poacher-like instinct that the best strikers in history have in and around the penalty area. that wanting to get into the box, into the danger area and score goals. Zirkzee doesn't have that at this moment in his career, and right now I wouldn't describe him as a prolific goal scorer. Over the past few seasons, he simply hasn't given the tally that you would want. However, I do think he has a lot of potential in these areas, because when he does get into the position, he is actually a pretty good finisher, and what I particularly like is his ability to get a shot off from absolutely nothing. Again, this is something that Højlund has struggled with a little bit of times, trying to get the ball out of his feet to get the shot off. Zirkzee doesn't need that. He is very good at quickly getting a snapshot off in any sort of situation, and again, that will be good for him. So I think what he needs to develop is that instinct, the movement, but working with someone like Rasmus Højlund, that could certainly help him, but also Ruud van Nistelrooy. You would imagine he will have a say and will certainly be able to help Zirkzee with his movement in and around the penalty area. And again, that's why I like these two strikers at Manchester United. Højlund's weaknesses and Zirkzee's weaknesses are almost opposite to each other, their strengths being the same as well, and for Ten Hag that gives you so much flexibility. Højlund wants to run in behind the opposition defence, Zirkzee wants to come towards the ball. Højlund wants to use his prolific finishing in the box, Zirkzee wants to drop out of the box and make room for someone else. So in terms of if you're the manager, that gives you a lot of flexibility with what you can do moving forward. And in terms of being the opposition's manager, it makes Manchester United incredibly hard to predict because you don't know what striker you're going to face, and that means you don't know what questions are going to be asked of your defence. That is why I really like this Zirkzee signing. I think it's a brilliant bit of business for Manchester United. Another reason why this is such a good piece of business for Manchester United is because of Zirkzee's defensive work as well. This is something which probably hasn't been spoken about enough, but he is brilliant at pressing high up to try and win the ball back for his side. Second in Serie A last season for overturning possession high in the opposition's third. That is exactly what United need. That was one of the big pluses of signing Rasmus Højlund, his pressing intensity. Zirkzee will also bring something incredibly similar, particularly if he is put into a good pressing system and he has players like Bruno Fernandes around him who can point and pull and instruct him into the right positions, then Zirkzee could be a brilliant defensive player for Manchester United. And there's a whole host of other reasons as well. I have already done 2 videos on Zirkzee. I've looked at what he will bring to the side, but also how he could play in the same team as Rasmus Højlund. And again, you have to check those videos out because it shows how much Zirkzee can bring to this side, how much, again, unpredictability, how much flexibility he can bring. So why have United signed him? Because he is a brilliant young striker who has the potential, I still feel, to explode into a really good goal scorer. He's already got the rest of the play. You know, the first 2/3 of the pitch, he is absolutely brilliant. His ability to bring others into the game, to carry the ball forward, to retain the ball, but also to progress with his passing is absolutely brilliant. He'll create space for others. Now it's about unlocking that instinct in the final third. We've seen glimpses of it already. Hopefully he can unlock it at Manchester United. If he can, United have the potential for, in 2 years' time, to have 2 of the best strikers on the planet. And that is exciting. And that is why Manchester United signed Rasmus Højlund last summer and Joshua Zirkzee this summer. Those are my thoughts. So let me know yours in the comments down below. Are you excited about the signing? How well do you think he'll work? And also, what is a realistic goal tally or a goal target for him to get in his first season in the Premier League? Let me know what you think in the comments. But apart from that, we are finished for today. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.